MJF defends a released NXT star. Plus, Tony Khan is still very interested in the WWE sale, and multiple SmackDown stars have officially been moved to Raw. It's all in the wrestling news right now. So last night, you will have seen this on Twitter, MJF came to the defense of Zachary Wentz. Now, we know Zachary Wentz as Nash Carter, formerly of NXT. He was released from his contract after a rather offensive image appeared online that was shared by his ex-partner. This led to a lot of issues backstage. It led to Nash being let go from the company. And last night, MJF put out the following tweet regarding that image. So the image was him with the Hitler mustache doing an offensive salute as Hitler. Yeah. And Maxwell Jacob Friedman put out a tweet that said, Zachary Wentz isn't an anti-Semite. I lived with him. The fact he's not on TV right now because of a girl who got caught lying about his abuse, this is the tweet, couldn't handle a breakup and posted a photo of him doing something in jest is wild. Freeman then went on to reveal that Wentz actually went out of his way to support him early in his career when an unnamed wrestler keyed MJF's car and made anti-Semitic comments towards MJF. And Wentz was one of the very few that actually went and showed support and assisted MJF. MJF concludes this tweet by saying, the court of Twitter can sometimes get dirtbags out of our industry, but the court isn't always right. So that came out of the blue, because it's been a while. This has been one of those stories that's sort of gone to ground almost since he got let go. It's all been very quiet, and for whatever reason, this MJF felt like this is the time to sort of set the record straight on Zachary Wentz.
Yeah, and he sort of just in terms of watching the bigger promotions, he has obviously dropped off the face of the earth as Zachary Wentz, but obviously this does mean something coming from MJF, obviously, but I don't know what more we can say about it, Tom.
What I will say as well is that Wesley, the reigning NXT North American champion, a former tag team partner of Zachary Wentz / Nash Carter, put out a tweet which was just a block image of Burberry, which said captioned with respect. So there was obviously love from across the wrestling landscape towards MJF for the comments that he made. As Ross said, there's not much more we can say on that, but that's the latest on that one. Let's talk about the sale of WWE a little bit more, shall we? Because again, an interesting one that in the next 3 months, the industry we know could change forever.
Right, it could, Tom. Speaking to Mark Hoke on the Mark Hoke Show, do the hokey cokey. Tony Khan was speaking about his interest in the WWE sale process when he said, I don't know exactly what will happen there. I've been told, and I think they've said publicly, that there may be a sale process. If there is a sale process, certainly I'm interested in it and potentially being involved in it. Oh my God, slap my arse. We'll have to see what the process is and who exactly they'll get involved in it. Certainly I'm interested in very much, my God.
Now, he's also said that he doesn't know whether or not his interest would be entertained by WWE. Like if they saw him coming, they just go, pull the blinds down, pretend we're out.
Yeah.
But it would, if the money's there.
Shahid Khan is an incredibly rich man. I'm sure he's 3, 4, 5 times richer than Vince McMahon, wasn't that thing back at the start of AEW? I don't know if that's the same case now, 3 or 4 years down the line. But the interest thing could mean anything. It might just mean Tony Khan sitting on the couch just watching the stock exchange, just going, woohoo, go the sales, yeah, with a little flag.
Waving an XFL flag like Homer Simpson that time.
Imagine if he did buy it, though.
That'd be an ultimate WTF moment,
It would be.
Without a doubt. I think it'd be bad for the business if he did, in my opinion. In the same way that I thought it was bad for the business that WWF bought WCW.
Because the monopoly will be back.
Yeah, that's it. And no one likes monopoly, especially at Christmas. I think that you need those. I think you need choices. You need options for a business to really thrive. I think that WWF and WWE have done its best business when being challenged.
Yeah.
Like we've seen the best out of the company that way, and we also see the best out of the opposition when being challenged. So I think competition creates winners for everybody. We all win when that happens. Yeah. It gets a bit angry and it gets a bit tribal, but we all win because there's all wrestling that we love and we're passionate about.
And if Walt Disney's watching, will you pull your finger out your ice bucket arse and buy it, will you? I want WWE World to be a thing somewhere. I want giant Finn Balor's walking around I can take a picture with and get an autograph with, right? Hello, Walter, what are you waiting for?
Is that why Ric Flair wants back in now? Because there's a chance that he could genuinely be the face of Space Mountain?
I don't think that will happen.
I would not want to ride Space Mountain if it was named after Ric Flair.
No.
That'd make it really really weird. CNBC have spoken on this, and they've had a report that says that Vince McMahon coming back to sell the company for some parties isn't essentially the best thing for business. They say that McMahon's potential future involvement in WWE has become an early sticking point in preliminary talks with various buyers, according to people familiar with the matter. Now, you mentioned Walter Disney there pulling his finger out. Obviously, the question of Vince McMahon being a part of it, with everything that he's kind of got around him at the moment, the sort of...
Which still keeps getting added to as the weeks go on, it feels like. New things keep happening to Vince, like he gets involved with people suing him left, right and centre. I mean, has it been like a week or so since someone new hasn't like got involved with that sort of stuff? And that just got to be like when potential buyers are looking at it and Vince being involved and Vince having the position now that he does with the rejiggling of the boardroom and all that sort of malarkey, that's got to put them off somewhat.
There'll be some people who will see Vince McMahon being involved in the company and not be so concerned about his past trespasses. I know that there was conversation with him in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and I know that they were very much liked working with Vince McMahon. He was somebody that challenges them, and certainly did on at least one occasion that we documented a few years ago. But there'll be some that will look at Vince McMahon a bit like Pigpen from Charlie Brown, just with like all this stuff around them and just go, oh, I ain't coming near that. I don't want any of that. And there'll be, I imagine Disney might be one of those.
Oh, no.
I imagine Disney might be one of those.
What about WWE World?
I mean, that's a great idea. Having said that, we have spoke about this, I believe, in videos last week, where Vince McMahon has said, like, if it was right for the sale to go through, I would step down.
And that's nice to hear, but I don't believe him.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him. He said he wasn't involved with the higher power, and then he was. I don't believe him. Let's finally talk about a major move from SmackDown to Raw.
Well, I got teased on last week's Raw, Tom, because we saw MMM, Maximum Male Models, Mansoir, and Manure. Manure? Mansoir and Manure. They smell wonderful. Anyway, they were on Raw last week courting Otis, which looks like it's going to be a storyline which hopefully doesn't see...
He can be Manure.
Don't say that. Which hopefully doesn't see a fat lad getting dressed up in funny clothes just because he's fat and it's funny. I hope it doesn't go that way. Up the fat lads. We deserve better. Anyway, last night on Raw, they officially signed the contract with Adam Pearce in his locker room. MMM, all three members, and Manure as well. They are going to be on Raw forevermore. Well, for the next period of time at least.
I think of Marche.
Yeah, that's the one.
Give some up the Marche. Marche, Mansoir, and Maxime Dupree, and possibly Manure. And our members of Raw, they've been doing some really good stuff on the periphery. I want to give some love to MMM.
The YouTube videos have been, why are they on the show? They could do, their biggest thing, apart from obviously LA Knight going back to being LA Knight because he's fantastic, was Pat McAfee being missing off commentary. Without Pat giving them the soundtrack to their wonderful symphony, they've just lost their way.
Yeah, so maybe on Raw they might find their way. With Corey Graves, who I think will buy that.
Yeah.
He will get into that and he'll get amongst that with it. By the way, happy birthday for the other day to Marche. It was his birthday the other day.
Marche.
Happy birthday, Marche.
Happy birthday, Marche.
Hope you had a lovely birthday. Hope you drank all the water. Have a lovely day. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
By the way, we've launched shorts over the weekend.
We have launched shorts over the weekend.
Done the shorts.
Not today, I'm wearing jeans.
Oh my
That's
God.
a funny joke.
They're like Undertaker Row 2 boots. They're fantastic then. You're doing it now.
It's a bit slippy where I live, so I've just got the clodhoppers on today.
Anyway, Sam's going to be doing This Week in Wrestling, but as a YouTube short. Jack the Job will be doing Wrestlers of the Week, but as a YouTube short. And I'll be doing historical biggest WTF moments and maybe WTF moments of the week as a YouTube short. Tom will be doing...
the short history of little bits of stuff that we probably wouldn't do a full video on. For example, I got to talk about Radio WWF the other day. There's a little sneaky preview. Right in my wheelhouse, that is. So look out for them. Share them. If you see them, I think you tap the heart a couple times. Help us out. Tap our hearts because you tap ours every day. That could be heart palpitations. We'll have more wrestling news. I'm very old. Throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
Live, laugh, love. You tap our hearts every day.